And hello, everybody. Welcome. So glad to be here with you. Happy Monday. Wow, what a time we're in right now, huh? We just had an amazing full moon weekend. We've got Christmas ahead. We've got all the holidays that people are in the midst of celebrating the new year ahead. And it's a good time for us to sometimes to speed up for some of us. Others of us are slowing down, start slowing down and allowing ourselves to review where we're at and where we're wanting to go. Today, during today's Facebook Live, I'm going to be talking about joy is the answer. I think, joy is way over, like not talked about enough. So underrated is what I'm trying to say. Joy is way underrated. There's the idea is our frequency raises that our results raise, right? So our frequency raises, our results raise. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Start off with, we'll get into doing some group energy scanning and channel prayers and channeling and all that sort of stuff. And individual energy scans in there too. So looking forward to sharing all that with you today. And there's, I remember there's years ago, this whole idea of raising your frequency for greater results in your life. I did a summit on that whole subject one time. And it's, again, by far my most attended summit. 6,000 people signed up to be a part of that summit. This was many years ago. And, you know why? You know why people, I think people get it. Like deep down inside, we want to trust that by being in deeper connection with our truer nature, with the love and the joy that we are, that being in that embodiment, being in that higher frequency, and that by letting go of this, our mind that wants to try to lead everything, that often is being led by the survival brain, the brain that's trying to win out or survive or try to even thrive. We will get to the goal. We will do it. We will march through this no matter what. We will hit that target, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter what what's going on. And even metaphysically, we will command and we will make it happen. Like that sounds good, right? We were going to make it happen no matter what. So if you found yourself in these places along the way, you're definitely in the right place today, because I want to talk about where there's the opportunity to transcend and to go into a higher frequency and to make a commitment to that right now, especially as we're getting ready for the new year. To really, really commit ourselves to trusting joy, to trusting being in our depth of being of who we really are, and allowing ourselves to see the good in our lives and in the world from that place. The world's been going through a lot of confusion, so to speak. People in the world, there's been a lot of things that seem to be fearful, and including the pandemics and all the rest, all the various things that go on. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Lisa. Thank you about the short comment. We have all these ideas about we've got to be vigilant, and so anything could get us at any time. That is the idea, like a virus could get us, or some powers out there or somewhere can get us. There's so many things, or if we don't make enough money or whatever it is, we're not, oh my God, what if that happens? Oh my God, what about my health? What if my health could go? What if the relationship could go? What if that could go? And it's just one. And where's it all emanating from? Where's all the energy emanating from? In the brain. And the brain, again, it's that basal brain. And it's exactly what the people that are wanting to make money and to have power and control and all that sort of thing are utilizing, and then we're just plugged into it. We're just buying right into it They're using it, again, through media. I'm not here to be a conspiracy theorist and everything. I'm here to expose what's happening and then how to transcend. So we've got media, we've got even our social media, whatever, all these things. Marketers play to that. Well, you want nothing to ever work for you? All right, keep doing what you're doing. And you're like, oh yeah, you're probably right. And that's all coming from here. It's not your truth. It's called our lower brain center. It's not about evolving at that point. It's not about where raising our frequency to be the essential being we are. That's more aligned with the multidimension and higher brain centers, higher brain functioning, in our frontal cortex and all that stuff, and more. So beyond that, our higher self, the brain of our higher self, right? We're not connected to that when we're in all this fear, lack, and concern about things. Now, again, because we're putting our attention to things that are fearful, we will continue to entrain that. And so it would seem smart to listen to fear, right? We're having fearful feelings because there is a threat here. We better really pay attention to it. We better really do whatever we can do to make sure that we don't get in trouble here on a physiological level or in any way, that we could be harmed or people we love could be harmed. So it goes into this high alert. But the issue is that it becomes a high alert that has no particular ending. It doesn't have a particular ending, because even when things seem better, underneath is like, when's the next one coming? When's the next issue coming in my business, in my life, in the world? And so it's constantly looking for that. So how do we work with that? How do we transform that so that instead of being in high alert, we actually can get into the higher frequency and allow ourselves to come from, again, this is, basic stuff, but like we forget it all the time, coming from a higher frequency that puts us in alignment with the juice of the universe itself that is manifesting, it's created everything. It's created every bit of consciousness emanated first from this frequency. So from that frequency, everything can be transformed and instantly. And including your perception, most importantly, your perception of the fear, your perception of what you think is happening from the lower brain center, which is lousy at really understanding the deeper truth of what's happening, can only like, oh my God, look out. Not that it has zero use maybe, but when we're living from that space, we've got an issue. And I've always said we don't really need it, because when we're in a higher embodied state, we'll understand if we need to, hey, move to the side, you'll know. You'll be more connected to that. You'll be more effective and efficient than coming from fear anyway. So do we need fear? Not necessarily. Is it still part of our structure right now? Yes. And the more we condition it, the more we give into it, the more we're going to create more of it, and the more we're not experiencing more of the deeper evolution that we want. So the opportunity when we're feeling deep fear in these times is not to suppress it or get rid of it necessarily at all, but like to raise our vibration and also to maybe take a look at it sometimes and go deeper into the fear so we could find the truth. Okay, let's go really deep with this fear that I'm having about what's happening in my life right now. So what's really going on? What are you really trying to tell me? So we say to that energy, wherever we feel it, if we feel it in our head or if we feel it in our body or in our chakras, we ask, what are you really trying to tell me? So we can brilliantly utilize just normal, just asking questions and tuning into that energy, that contracted, fearful energy, asking what it's trying to tell you. When you do that, it's going to give you an answer. Ultimately, if you stay with it and you keep asking, what are you really trying to tell me, until it gives you a positive answer, basically, a higher frequency, higher perspective answer. Once it gives it to you, you'll know the truth, everything will lighten up, and you'll feel so good, and then synchronicity happens, and you take new actions, and new positive things unfold from that space. But if your mind is addicted to the idea that some certain particular outcome needs to be happening on a particular schedule at all times, otherwise we're in trouble, then that is the definition of being enslaved, basically, because there cannot be freedom until you break free of such patterns. You have to be willing to be, as I say, with nothing until you can be with everything. So in sales, for example, the idea of awakened sales is like, whether you have incredible sales happening in your business or you have no sales happening in your business, same, at one level, same. Yeah, I mean, you might be celebrating sales happening, you got new clients to help and serve, and it feels amazing. But when you don't have that happening, is to celebrate the good in it. So why is it good when we're not seeing sales? Like, well, maybe some of these people that I would hope would be working with me wouldn't be that great of clients for me right now. Maybe they're not going to be great clients. Therefore, the results may not be as good. They might not be as joyful or expanded as possible. But by having them, maybe it opens other doors, right? Again, these are just old universal truths, but they need to be repeated. So where's the greater joy in it? Where's the joy is the answer, in other words. So when things are happening, instead of looking at, oh my God, I'm so unhappy about that, is to celebrate it fully. Like, yes, I'm so happy. I know this is so perfect, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so happy right now. And then always looking at, like, what's the higher thing that's wanting to come into our lives, like constantly. And then when you're training your attention to that, nothing can defeat you, have you in a defeated state. But that joy is always the answer, because you're always putting your attention on joy. Nothing is there to bring you down. And so it's a matter of training your attention. It really is. And where do you train that attention to where it's not really, it's kind of becomes automatic, is this deep awakening, right? As we get into our sacred heart, we get into our deeper presence and energetic body through practices of prayer, meditation, yes, for some of us, maybe yoga, all these different practices that allow us to get more embodied. One of the things I've been talking about is energy scanning, right? And utilizing energy scanning, because when we can tune in deeply, it really calls us back into our center and allows us to be able to read the energies going on for ourselves. We can read energies within others and presence those things and realize the opportunities that are within anything. That because we can tune into the energy as it's showing up, then we can tune into the energy and what it's trying to say in terms of what it's really trying to tell us. Because when it's in a sense of lack or contraction, it's only in the sense of, it's in a distortion. It's a distorted energy. It's not its deeper essence or truth. So as we get into that, the energy, you come deeper into your energetic body, into your trueness, and then you hear the truth that's really trying to rise up from your consciousness, and for the consciousness for the highest for all. So how can you embody more of this? Well, I've already given some answers just in talking about this. It's just to tune into the contracted energies as they show up, listen into what they're really trying to tell you, and to go with that, to just be like, okay, I'm going with that. I'm going with the joy. If you're not feeling joy and you just keep trying to effort something forward, is to start saying things like, okay, you know what? I'm willing to have no results, in my business today, but I'm going to be dedicated to joy. I'm taking the whole day for joy. I'm going to go for a walk, or nature walk. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do that. And when I feel like coming back to work, I will. And then you do. And then maybe you want to work for 2-3 days straight. I mean, who knows? I'm just saying, or maybe not. Maybe it just pits around. But whatever it is this is the awakened sales that I'm talking about. Joy is the answer. Follow the pulse of joy. If you're not feeling joy, you need to do different things, whether it's tuning into the energy and getting answers, which I always recommend. But also just like, hey, I'm kind of getting to take a break. I'm getting to get out of the house today, get out in the sun. Hey, it's time to have a dance party for, turn on your music, have a dance party. Whatever it is, have a tea, have a coffee, if you're into coffee, or whatever, whatever it is that you like, but it's to take those steps. And then the energy raises up, and then when you're doing things like reaching out to people, marketing, sales, and things like that, your energy is so much stronger. And people feel that and are like, there's a party going on. I want to be a part of that. Get me into that party. I do want to invest in that. And they want to be a part of it, or they want to refer people to you or whatever, because they can feel your energy is so good and rich. They want part of that. They want to embody that energy. So this is what we can be doing to set our energy right in the first place, is to come up with these lists. Now, I won't be able to show it where you'll be able to see it, but I have these bliss lists, and I've talked about them here before. And one of my things is to go deeper in it myself right now, because I know I can do better than I have been, so to speak. To be better or whatever. But I have like these bliss lists. So I have one for, I could have it for anything, but like I have right here on my hand, I have one for marketing, and then I have one for in this case for client delivery. So on your bliss list for marketing, you could come up with like it's on here is like 20 some ways of marketing myself. I just put things overall, and then I identified the top 5 things, and I probably could even reduce it to 3 primary ones. But what brings me bliss? Like what naturally makes me feel amazing? Like I love doing these Facebook Lives, for an example. Like this could be one of the examples. It's kind of part of what I have on here. I love doing it. That's why I'm doing it. I love it. So primarily, do you love doing it? If you love doing it, it's going to produce results. It's going to produce results. If you love it, it will produce good results. And ultimately, it will produce good results financially. It may not always be right away, because there may be some strategic things or other energetic things that need to come into the mix to make it even funner and more effective. But it's in a direction of joy. So what are the things that are right for you? So everybody should have like a joy list for their marketing, so that marketing isn't something you're trying to avoid, or, oh my God, I just have to do it and I'll plow my way through it. Or rather, it's something that you enjoy doing. I love talking. I love being interviewed. I love during virtual retreats for people. I love doing master classes like I did last week. I love training people. I love so many different things, different ways. I love reaching out to some of you through direct messages. I love doing that. I love sending people channeled messages. So I have that as my bliss list. Joy is the solution. You could have a bliss list for, like in this case, for client delivery. And you're thinking about like, well, what do I want to bring into my client delivery? Not just what do I do, because lots of us do lots of things, right? Lots of us have a lot of things we could do. What are your top, I have 21 different things out there, it could be even longer. And what are my top, 5? Now, some of my top ones are, I'm going to do a live meditation group. That's on here. So that's happening next week. We're going to do a Facebook Live anyway on meditation. Intuitive business coaching's on here. Deep group healing. Haven't done a lot of that recently. So that's going to start being shown more. Channeled messages, sales training. All these things are on here. So I know that now. And rather than it being something I think I need to do to get rid of the results I think my clients need, it's based on what feels so amazing to me. And so that is going to be your genius zone, is what I'm saying, because it brings you joy. It's natural to you. It's joyful. It's naturally joyful for you. Like just as a state of being thing for me, like the more I can just allow myself to not stick with scripts and be like, well, by this minute mark today on the live, I should have done this or I should have done that, tends to work better for me, rather than at 10 minutes, we better cut this talking off. So, this and that concept and other concept, but that, I'm doing things in a way that just naturally are occurring to me in the moment, in the presence. Increasingly, right? So increasingly always coming from that place, and knowing that through hundreds or thousands of presentations easily I've done over the years, I know when I feel the best. I know what works best for me. Could things change? Of course, but I'm just saying, like, we get to know, like, these are the things that work for me. What do I want in my life? What do I want in my relationship? What's my bliss list with my partner or my friends? Or what's my bliss list for, exercise, things like that. All the things, how I eat food. Honestly, eating crap all day is not going to be the number one thing probably on most of your list. Maybe it is. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, what joy is the answer? The joy will help point into your greatest truth every single time. 100%. So look for your deeper, what is the thing that's bringing joy to you? Is an answer to anything in your life. The joy solution, I'm sure there's books that have been written on that, right? So absolutely. Margaret says, I love improv and dance. Me too, right? Maybe we should do some of that. Like if I put a group together, hey, we're going to do improv and dance on a live or something, or on a Zoom or something. You know, probably the tribe that vibes with me most would show up. We'd have a great time. You know, it'd be connection. From connection, everything else flows. That'd be good enough in itself. And then, you know, as far as my business, it's like, could be my business. I could be doing that, and I could, you know, spin anything off of that, anything else that I love doing that you guys would love to do with me, right? So Margaret put a bunch of wonderful notes in there. Thank you, Margaret. I really love that. Tanya says book study with one of my books is on my book list. That's great. Lisa talks about such a good pain point about when things are happening. Celebrate. Look for the high. Focus on the joy. Absolutely. I need to be more conscious about going deeper into my fears in that moment. Promise to myself. Nice, nice. Hi, Margaret. Okay, great. Yeah. So, guys, yeah, I mean, yeah, I love to break out the dance music and everything at some point. So now you're inspiring me. Like Margaret even saying that. She's like, oh, I love improv and dance. I'm like, so do I. So now I want to do that. I want to do that. And I want to do that perhaps with you guys. For sure with you guys. I do dance for sure when I've done my live events in the past with the people that show up. We love it. Always to let life be a party. We're here to have some fun, right? So let's have some fun with everything. Okay, so let marketing be easy, fun, simple, joyful. Let your sales be simple, fun, joyful. That's why I love talking about things like meditation to help build your business. Follow your guidance because it tends to bring greater results, more connection. Energy scanning is a great one because energy scanning for creative, intuitive people, they love doing energy scanning. So if you're not doing energy scanning, you've learned how to do that or know how to do that in some way, you know, other than how I teach it, then be doing more of those. Like you love doing channeling, but you're not trusting it, do it. If you're not doing more energy healing because you don't trust, you know, you're good enough for it to share it with other people and have them pay you for it, get over it, start sharing it, let people invest in it. So there's so many opportunities. Experience full joy. Wherever you're not seeing more results, it's where you're not allowing yourself to experience more joy. I know it. I just know it. I know it through all these years myself. Like, the more I'm willing to feel joy and experience everything exactly in more of the way that I want to experience it, it's going to produce more results on every level ultimately. And when you say, well, I thought I did that, you didn't. You didn't clearly identify what brings you the greatest joy is my guess. I'm pretty certain of that. I'm pretty much 100%. Okay. So anyway, so all those things, that's what I wanted to share today about that and give you a little guidance on how you can bring more of that into your life. So I go on forever, as you know, so let's do some group energy scanning. And I'm also going to do some more individual scans today. If there's people who want an energy scan, you can always put energy scan please in there at any time. And I can tune in your energy overall and energy around joy if you like, or what I think would bring you more joy and more results. I'd be happy to do that. So let's do a group scan, get maybe 1, 2, or 3 things from that first, as you guys are go ahead and requesting that along the way. So let's tune in the group listening now and later. Yeah. Lisa's has said this in this group before, and I think this is important for a lot of us right now. Like, you know, listen, I mean, there's a lot, it seems to be a lot, I'm hearing all over the place, people say, I'm not feeling so great, I'm run down, I got COVID or whatever. Hey, health is your wealth, health, how is your health? You can go on and on about all the things you're concerned about with business or other things and what you should be doing. How's your health? How are you feeling? Health meaning not just physical well-being. That, to me, that's secondary. When's the last time you danced? When's the last time you sang? When's the last time you just spent time hugging a tree? This is what like shamans have said, when people get ill, like this is what true shamans say when people get ill. Like when we find out that we have been suppressing our joy, that's where illness shows up. So true health is going to come from a place of joy and connection. People who are more connection, are more joyful, are smiling more, are laughing more, are going to have greater health. So enjoy more joy, trust more joy, and know that you're always safe when you choose higher frequency. Nothing could crush your joy. You know, like I felt like my joy was crushed again as a child at times. Like, hey, you can't have that. We got to go right now. You can't be joyful doing that thing there. Then I'm like, oh, you mean I can't enjoy myself? Or I do something, right? I do something that that creates a result that other people aren't happy with. Maybe, but I was having a good time while I was doing it then. I'm like, oh my God, I can't trust my joy, right? So we get like this overall, distorted message of can't trust our joy when, hey, maybe it's more that we were, when those things happen, maybe I was just not trusting, like it's okay. Like maybe there's something greater. Like nobody taught me that. Like there's something greater than playing with that yellow truck right now. Let's go have that fun right now, or whatever it might be. There's greater things. There's greater opportunities. How can it be even better? Rather than like, man, I had such a good time here in this little box I'm playing in. Isn't that enough joy? Let's keep it here. No, but there's a greater container. There's more joy to experience. There's more life to be experienced. Right now, today is just the frame is joy. Therefore, there's a greater sense of wholeness and well-being to come into. And that's ordered from joy. Ordered from joy. So how can you joyfully see the results that you want? Joyfully. I always, when I'm evaluating new decisions for anything in my life these days, increasingly, I'm sure I have my blind spots. I'm thinking in terms of, okay, does that feel good though? I could do that. I could force myself to do that to get this result I say that I want or need or desire. But if it's not a joyful process and it's only drudgery, then is it really all what I'm cracking it up to be? No, it never is. It never is. I want to make billions of dollars or whatever it is. They're like, okay, does that feel joyful? No, it doesn't. Okay, well, we can work through your energy blocks and your thoughts and your concepts. Maybe you'll feel better about it. Chances are you're still not going to want it. Chances are most of you are never going to want to make billions. I'm just telling you. Maybe you want to make millions. Maybe you want to make hundreds of thousands per year or whatever. But chances are you don't want that. Chances are you don't. Most people that want those things, again, it's not a universal thing, are wanting to get out of their wounds. It never could be enough. We need to control more. We need to make these results happen more. And then we run into problems. Not a universal truth, but it's often can be true. I know there's billionaires in the world that live from joy. There are. So it's not one or the other. But often these impulses come from, am I going to be worthwhile enough? Am I going to finally not feel the pain I'm feeling when I get to that result? Let joy be the answer. Health and wellness comes from joy. Trust joy. Where is there more joy to step into? And it's safe. Whenever you thought it wasn't, let's take a look at that. Where did you think it was not safe? I just feel like I see a baby in a crib and it's like, okay, no one's paying attention to me enough or something like that. I feel neglected. And then in life, like, oh, no one loves me. No one's reaching out to me. I'm not acknowledged. Okay. The message I'm getting on that, the real truth is you want more time to go deeper within yourself and to be alone. Like for those who've been feeling that way, you're meant to go deeper within. That's why you don't have anybody around who's trying to give you an opportunity to go deeper within. And all you do is keep complaining too often about how people aren't reaching out to you. Reach within, reach within. Communicate with all through your deeper presence. Anyway, if you want to communicate, right, you want to communicate with the higher guidance, higher dimensions, and then communicate with all those that are in your field. Pray for them, know them, acknowledge them, in the deeper field where the real connection really is in the first place. And once you realize that, the people that are supposed to be right in front of you will come in the right time, as long as you're willing to have a good time trusting the way things want to unfold from that joyful flow, that easy, nice, joyful flow. Okay. Okay, another thing with the breakdown of joy, and I've experienced this in my life, is just, you know, like you got a toy or something, all of a sudden it breaks. And it's like, oh my God, but I had that great toy, I had this great thing, or you build this great business, you build this great thing you've done in your life, and it was so good, or you had this wonderful person in your life, or a life, you know, it could have been even a baby, and it didn't work out, you know, they died, or they left, something left you, or broke, or whatever it is, you know. And it's like, oh wow, I'm heartbroken, I'm grief stricken, I can't handle that, that's too much, I shouldn't deserve any joy, after all, look what happened to them, look at what's happening in the world, and all these things. Okay, so what's the real truth about all that? Let's tune in. There's always something greater wanting to unfold. So even the things that seem so tragic and so horrible, there's something greater that wants to come through it. There's something greater trying to emerge through it for everyone. Okay, that's number one. Number two. See the higher vision. I'm getting the intuitive third eye energy opening up. It's like, see the higher vision. See things from a higher perspective. What's really the greater truth from the higher perspective of that situation? What's really going on? Okay. And then always, and the third thing, always like giving thanks for what's unfolded, realizing even if your mind can't understand why there could be some great good in it, or why it's perfect even, or even could be something to celebrate, you know. I mean, of course, there's heavy feelings that can come up. That's natural, that's appropriate, that's fine. You know, you can experience joy and grief at the same time. You know, celebrate your grief. Celebrate that you're feeling grief, that you feel that love, for yourself and others, to celebrate that. Celebrate that. Opportunity. If you hadn't experienced that, then you wouldn't be so committed to helping others with that. Like for many of you, like many of you are translated that into wanting to help others. Okay. To bring light into their lives that are experiencing those things. Just claim the power of your intuitive center and your sacral power too, to have fun and be joyful and be creative. Allow the creative juices to flow and to bring in emotion to expression in the world. The good word, the good news. That there is no scenario that could ever happen where there isn't, the good news isn't still there. That is a big one right now, because when the fear comes up really high, it's like, oh, all that old stuff, forget about it now, right? We're in survival mode. But instead, like, no, the good news is always here. It's kind of like always the good news Bible kind of thing, or something like that. Always the good news. Okay. To release toxic shame, everybody talks about all this other toxic stuff, right? Toxic racism, toxic masculinity, toxic stuff. It's all like, oh, you know, for most of us anyway. Like, what about toxic fear, toxic shame, toxic guilt? Like, because that's what these things often bring us to, these concepts, right? Oh, now you should feel shameful. You better feel guilty. You better feel fearful. You better... No, it's just, you know, on that level, absolutely. You know, whatever you think about anything else, no, can't have that. Can't have that. I'm a sovereign being. I can experience joy. I can be very sensitive and compassionate and experience joy and celebration amidst whatever's happening. Experience the good news. No shame, no guilt, no fear. In other words, you may feel it long enough for it to point into something to be acknowledged, but to raise up from that, not to stay in it, not to bake in it. Okay. All right, so it feels like we're complete on those cycles of sharing. Okay. All right, so I see some energy scans. We're going to do those in a moment. Lisa says, thank you. That's what I say. It's not just about physical healing, suppressing your joy. How about that? What do you know? How to drop into the current of joy, Margaret says, and then, yeah, I want to be alone a lot. So see, and that's why I find that people that say, not just saying this for you, Margaret, but just in general, people usually hear that say like, oh, I'm so alone, everything. I break it down with them, like they're pretty happy. They're very happy at one level of being alone. Like they really want to be alone, but they're not acknowledging that. They're not celebrating that. Okay, let's see. We got Tanya energy scan. All right, let's do it. Okay, let's tune in for Tanya. A little energy scanning. So I see energy, a lot of things going on. Energy on your shoulders. Like, I've got to, I've experienced this one for sure. This experience of like, I've got to shoulder these things for my family. And I've got to shoulder these things for all the people that are suffering. And, just give it to me. I'll take it away from you. It feels very... it's like, it's like all these big towers, like, I'm not saying it's that high on you right now, but like, it's heavy, okay? Like, yeah, all right. Like, why are you carrying it for them? Nobody needs to carry this. All right. So, okay. So cutting the cord on any agreements, okay, that I'll carry it for you. That's the wrong idea. It's just not the truth of who you are, what really wants to happen. What is the truth? Keep seeing that energy open in your throat, with your singing and just, singing the blues, singing with joy, singing for liberating yourself and others. How often are you singing, leading more with singing, leading more with singing. It's coming through for more joy. Yeah, and just the congestion in the head too. Let's just get like there's some consternation energy going on, like okay. Just let someone take care of you deeply, deliciously. I know, you're a tough grader on massages, but like let somebody like do a spa treatment. Somebody really take care of you, just you, for a full day or something, like something really deep, a really deep receiving, just letting go of everything for like a full day and just getting like a whole big spa day or something, like seems really important. Something like this, this or something greater. Just could be a vacation, could be more vacation energy just to go on a vacation. Could also be your work in the world, start getting out in the world more. You love being with people in person, just trusting that more, whatever the size of the groups, whatever the parameters want or need to be supposedly, but whatever that is, allow yourself to get out there more. Okay. Put more joy. And then I just see in the power center, like you're like, that's it. I want people to see more of who I really am. How powerful I really am when I'm in my power, and I'm in a lighter state of love and acceptance of everything, and I'm showing up powerfully to serve people, but unattached to any of the results. Just want to serve. I'm just here to give. Okay, unattached. Boom. What's been served is served here. You are where you are. Let's move on. rather than like, oh, how are they doing? Did they get it? Did they not get it? Oh my God, I care so much. Okay, no more like cut that cord. It's an old cycle. It's not working any. Okay. You and for everyone, right? Each scan is for you and for everyone. No more. There we go. It's better. Better. Yes, being willing to receive. So just, yeah, grounding, receiving at every level, including financially. Through the root chakra, yes. Okay, all right, well, let's move on. We've got a bunch more scans here, looks like, or a couple more at least. All right, Margaret, let's tune in. I just see like joy being really close for you, like if you're not already in joy, but like really close, like just get up, dance and sing and act like a fool, you know, so to speak, as they say, you're acting like a fool, what's wrong with you? I've gotten that one a lot in my life, as I've been an adult at least, before I used to suppress myself. So just be wild and crazy, and I just see you dreaming too, like just dreaming more. Just you've got like just those answers. You keep journaling and journaling and journaling and having fun, and then you start sharing it. Like, hey, you know, I've got this thing. Like I don't know if it's literal, but you're carrying around like this big book of your journal of everything you've been dreaming about, and it's been coming to you, channeled messages and whatnot, and you start sharing them with people. Hey, here's another one. Oh, this looks interesting. Maybe you guys want to hear this one today. You want to hear? Like you're sharing with people, whether you know, it's in person or online or what have you, but I just see you sharing these messages. It's almost like it's like a song you have to share. I don't know. That's part of it for you, like putting it into song format or something, but like, yeah. It's like the whole thing feels like a song to the world. Really being that peacekeeper, you know, for the planet. Yeah, I mean, really just orient your life more to just, hey, let's just be fools and have fun, and knowing there are no fools, but just allowing yourself to get into that fullness of that joy is really important. Because I know that hasn't been the case often in your life. For a lot of times in your life, right? So it's like now really allowing yourself to come back into that, like I don't know if you're 7 or 9 maybe, or whatever the age is, but like I just get sense that you've gotten caught up in that energy at times in your life, and I just feel returning to that is available for you. And things come from there, you know. I don't know if you're weaving baskets. I've seen baskets. It looks like maybe you're putting baskets together or something, and like you're receiving, like I don't know, I feel like there's charity, there's like you're receiving for yourself and for others, and I see money coming in as you're just willing to make these baskets and share your messages with the world. And so it'd be interesting to explore that more, and then you have all the joy you can bring. You bring such great energy for energy healing too. You do a lot of great work there too. But coming from joy, it'll be 10 times more effective, way more effective. Okay, so that's what's coming through to share today. Okay, I'm saying yes. Share my joyful fool. Absolutely. All right, Brian. Let's do a quick one. We don't have a lot of time left on the live today, so let me just do a quick one here. Feels like a nestling in energy for you right now. Like this aliveness is starting to percolate in your presence, and you're like, wow, I'm getting kind of excited about this or something like that. Like this, ooh, maybe part of it's this live is helping with that, but like feels like this process is unfolding, and you're like, Now, the thing to watch is, again, when we get into joy, sometimes we just want to leave the body. Like, if we start leaving the body, if we get into high joy, um, is to keep grounding, because we think like grounding is a bummer, but it's not. It's like grounding our joy is where it's sustainable. Otherwise, if we start raising out of the body, something comes in that seems like it's a threat to our joy. We come back into the body and we're sad. We're like, oh my God, it's taking away. I can't elevate my vibration. But when you're grounded, when you're fully embodied in your joy, then it's sustainable. It's got a momentum. It's more sustainable. Okay, so that's the message for you and others. The root chakra is showing me, just keep on digging. Like you've been working, whatever you're working on right now, just some of those things, keep on working on it. Come on, keep going, and enjoy it, of course. But like, keep going. Yeah, it's, just to have that faith and trust, that trusting your joy and taking those steps that you've been taking already. Some of them that you've been taking already, going in that direction. I just get like, yeah, that's the direction. You're on the right track, somewhat. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I just feel like there's such a motherload of energy with you getting grounded and getting into the earth. There's just such riches. Trusting the presence itself so much. That's why you're so drawn to being here. Knowing that's so important, just being so grounded in your body. And then it just feels like true wealth is just so easy for you then. It can help people in such an easy way. In such a natural, easy way is how it comes to me. Yeah, any fears around persecution, like your head getting cut off, just clear those for people. Just releasing those. I don't have to sacrifice myself for my life. Okay, no more of that. It's just a trick we've all played on ourselves, instead of thinking like something else got us. Like, we put ourselves into that whole spell. No, okay, we don't need that one anymore. All right. Being taken seriously, I got a solid head on my shoulders, solid and clear. Expressing myself, that I'm heard, I'm understood by the right people in the right spaces, the right times, for the highest good of all. Thank you, God, and so it is. Yeah, just look at everything as nourishing yourself. This is a great message for you, Brian, everybody. Just think of like, how can I nourish myself even more overall? Just how can I nourish myself? Deepen a sense of nourishing myself. Get increasingly looking at everything as self-care. If it doesn't feel like you're nourishing yourself, then there's something is off. You're right. There's something that's off. Because all the getting we want in our lives, again, is just set up with the idea that I want to feel good finally, right? Nourish yourself now. How can I feel fully nourished now? Otherwise, there's always a neurotic chasing for the rest of your life. How can I feel nourished now? Of course, that ultimately comes from just being in the presence itself. Okay. All right. So let's see some hard signs. Okay, let me look through this real quick. Hi, Lamorla. Good to see you here today. Thank you so much, Daniel. Will do. Tanya says all that. Thank you. I love all that. And Margaret had shared some things, weaving story and offerings. Awesome. Okay, folks, so thank you. I needed to hear this. Oh, wonderful, Brian. I'm glad to hear that. So before we start wrapping up with a couple more channeled messages and a channeled prayer, just a reminder that next week we actually won't be meeting on Monday. So I'm not going to have it on Monday. I'll have that day off. So, but on Tuesday next week, we are going to have a Facebook Live with a meditation. And because I don't have my book right in front of me, I'm not certain, but I believe it's at 10:30 a.m. Central. 99% sure of that. So I believe you'll get an invite here. You'll see it on the board, but I believe I'm 99% sure, if not 100% sure. We set that for 10:30 a.m. Central Time on the 28th. We're going to do a meditation, and I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. Like, we're going to release this year. We're going to bring in the joyful new year from a place of embracing joy and just have an amazing time through a meditation and harnessing that energy for the new year and releasing this year. So anyway, look forward to sharing that with you on Tuesday next week at 10:30 a.m. Central. Probably 30, 45 minutes or so, something like that is what I'm imagining it'll go, just as a heads up. All right, great. All right, so let's see about some, if there's some channeled messages that want to come through. Margaret, Mother Mary is asking you to come back home. Come back home, my child. You are here to share your Sacred Heart with the world. If only you trust it. Let it guide, support, and nourish you. Your time is at hand to serve from your Sacred Heart. Allow me to support you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, wow. So that just came in directly for you, Margaret. Okay, let's see. What else? Okay, we've got Jesus and Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael. Cast away your fears. Be decisive for the greatest good of all. Know your empowerment comes from the deep space within. Utilize my energy to anchor your strength, your empowerment. I'm here to help you to ground and to land, to be clear. Thank you. And Jesus, lamp upon your consciousness reveals your true essence. You are the divine love in its full supply. Gather your loved ones together within your hearts. Know them in this deep, intimate way. Study that which you're experiencing in these deeper waters of the Sacred Heart in communion with all here. And watch miracles, tidings of love and joy and beauty experiencing and unfolding for all. Thank you. Okay, let's do a final, do a prayer, channel prayer message. Okay, take a deep breath now. In through your nose, up through your crown chakra, up through your higher self, up to love, light, source, energy, up into the all in all. And as you exhale through your mouth, let this energy come back down through your higher self, down through your crown chakra, down through all your chakras, through your physical body, through your auric field, down through your feet, down through your root chakra, down to the core of the earth. So I speak these words in the I am right here and right now for everyone listening to my voice. So I recognize God, love, light, source, spirit is all there is. I'm grateful for the infinite light within me that is here to clarify the triumphant joy that lives within me every single day. I'm grateful to come back home, grounded, alive and aware of this joy. Knowing there is a joy to the world that is unfolding through me when I allow it to be. So I allow myself to sing, dance, and play and have fun as I'm allowing the new energy to unfold through me that allows me to experience more joy and fulfillment in every aspect of my life, including through sharing myself in the world and participating in exchanges with others, including allowing people to invest in whatever it is that they want to invest in, including what I have to bring to the world as an option, as an opportunity to serve the highest. And when I'm having the greatest time, people are wanting in quickly and rapidly. And because it's aligned with my highest and the highest results I'm here to bring, let it happen quickly and automatically now and moving into the new year. Allow the foundation to be strong, grounded, and clear. I am ready to receive and to give more from the overflow of joy that lives within me and lives within everyone. As I activate it for me, I'm activating others. And as I do so, I know that we're able to forge the path ahead from the deeper awakened nature within me and all, letting the energy continue to circulate from the presence within, knowing all are well and thriving. When I allow it to be so, I experience it and bring it forth for me and for all. And let it be so. Thank you, God. Thank you, Source. Thank you all. Thank you, everything. And so it is. Okay. All right, everyone. Hi, Shannon. Good to see you as well. Yes, Margaret, come home. Okay. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, look forward to seeing you then for that meditation on the 28th. At 10:30 Central. Again, I will be here next week on Monday. I'll be off that particular day. Woo, and so it is. Yes, thank you so much. So thank you. All right, okay, lots of love, infinite blessings to you all, and prosperity and infinite joy. Have an amazing rest of your day, amazing holidays if you don't hear from me again before then. But come to the meditation on the 28th. Look forward to everything ahead. Let's have a joyous end of this year and a joyous new year. Lots of love. Merry Christmas, everybody, in advance. Lots of love and joy to all of you. Goodbye for now.